Hey y'all, it's Kasey from Pizzazz, and this afternoon I do not have a long time because it is almost carpool pickup time for me. But I have this piece of acrylic. I bought this at Michael's, and I've been wanting to kind of play on it for a while. And I thought, why not? Let's just go live. It may be a flop, maybe not. I'm going to walk you through my process of how I'm going to do it, and if I make a mistake, you'll just see me make a mistake. Let me tell you what I've got as far as my supplies. So I went and I bought this, like I said, from Michael's. This is the 9x12. It's just it's like a acrylic board. I left this on here just so you could see the brand, but I am going to take that off. I hope I'm not. Am I really glitchy for everybody? It looks really glitchy on my end. If so, I'll just have to keep my hands really still as I go. All right, so here is this. I'm actually going to move it off screen in just a second. But some of the other things that I've got are some just blank paper that I'm going to practice my lettering on, and a pencil to do my practice round first. Then I've got some big paintbrush and some acrylic paint that I'm going to paint on the back. All right, so that's kind of what I'm going to do. Yeah, so I'm saying it's glitchy. I don't know. Ooh, it looks not glitchy now. Okay, so hopefully it's okay. So yay, hey y'all, hey Deb. I see that you say you got the happy mail and you loved it. I'm so happy. It makes us happy whenever it makes you happy. So so those are the supplies: acrylic board, acrylic paint, paper and pencil, and then I'm going to be using my Posca pen to letter on the top. So I'm going to be using this Posca pen. Now, this Posca pen on this, like when it dries, you could like scratch it off. You could spray Windex and wipe it off. It will come off, but it won't come off like to the touch. Okay, so it's kind of semi-permanent. So the first thing I'm going to do, and of course I grabbed a pencil that didn't have a good tip, is I'm going to write out my phrase that I want to be on here. Because by writing it on here, I've already written some things. By writing it on here, I'll be able to put it up underneath it in a little bit and then just trace. So I'm going to do bless our home. And I'm kind of already done it out on a piece of paper over here to the side, just to kind of looking at it. Just kind of look at it. Just scratch paper. The beauty of doing it on paper, like you don't like it, you chunk it. I've done several over here that I started. I'm like, not going to do it. All right, so I'm going to do home first, and I'm going to be kind of loopy and fun with it. All right, then I'm going to do bless up here, and I'm not going to leave like a ton of space for I'll fit our like right here, just whatever space I've got left. Okay, so now I'm going to do bless up here. Here's my B. And then I'll just fit R in here, however. If you want to do, maybe I might not do that underline, but there's that. All right, so if from here you don't love it, if you want to tweak it, you can, but get it how you like it on your paper first. Then you can take your acrylic sign and kind of center it on top. It's a little hard to see where center is. I'll tell you that. Let's see. I'm gonna put my finger where the center is. Okay. Thinking that's good. All right, and then I'm going to get my Posca pen and simply trace. Now I know there's a weird light on here. Let's see if I can move that for y'all. Maybe I'll just turn it off. It's going to make me look a little bit darker. Oh, that's not this light. That's the above light. Sorry. Okay. There's nothing I can do about that. That's on the ceiling. So sorry about that. All right, so I've got multiple Sharpies, Posca pens in here. I'm looking for one with a little bit of a fatter tip. So this is going to be the 5M right here. So if you're looking, this is the brand, Posca. Y'all know I use these for tons. And then on the right there, it'll say the 5M. All right, so I'm going to kind of pump it over here, make sure it's working. Oh, see, I'm glad I did this because I've used it on another piece of like a paint something, and it's got a little bit of blue on it. But by doing this, it'll kind of get rid of it. All right, so I think this is good. If not, I'll switch to another one here in a bit. So here we go. I'm going to now what I don't do is I don't pump it on this, okay? You never pump it on the actual piece that you're doing. If you need to pump it to get a little bit more, do that off this. Well, that's fun. It's fun already. It really slides in good. Now, I'm going to go ahead and thicken the downstroke a little bit before I go to the one on the bottom, the words on the bottom. Just going to do this. I might have to change how I'm planning to execute this, because I was planning on lettering this and then flipping it over and painting the back. I wonder if this is going to be dry enough because it's so slick. Usually it'll dry fairly quick, but this is so slick that it's got me kind of wondering. But that's okay. If it's not dry enough, what I'll do is I'll just hold it. I'll hold the thing up and paint on it. Patricia says, is this glass? It is not glass. However, you could do the same thing with glass. This is an acrylic, like a plastic sheet that I got from Michael. So it's a little bit, it's not as heavy as glass. I'm not going to thicken the downstrokes there. Do you see how having it written right up underneath? And honestly, you could do this. Let's say you didn't want to write it. Let's say you just printed something off the computer that you like the font. You could put that up underneath this and kind of trace over it with a paint pen. Again, I'm using a Posca pen, but I think just about any paint pen would probably work. Not any marker. Not all markers would adhere to this, but just about any paint pen I think would. So some of this where I'm thickening the downstroke. Look, I told y'all when we first came on, I've not done this before. That is rare, okay? I usually have this all practiced out. I know the ins and outs before I ever teach it, but I just thought, you know what? I am just going to go for it, because in real life, this is what you do. You play with it. You see things you might do different the next time. So I am seeing some things. I'm wondering if perhaps I should not have filled in the downstroke right now, because I'm seeing a little bit of the back and forth marker, but maybe once it's dry, it'll be okay. We'll see. All right. Now I know it's hard for you to see since the white is up underneath. So let's pull the white out and just kind of check ourselves here. And we'll scoot it over a little bit, try to get it out from the lights. And I'm liking it. It does look wet though. So if I had time, I would just sit here and let it dry. And then I would come back later and do the back. But since I would like to kind of see the whole finished product right now, I'll probably just hold it up and paint it. Now, one thing that is a little bit tricky, if you let it dry and come back on top like this, sometimes it'll take the paint off. So sometimes you kind of just tap if you're trying to fill things in. Sometimes you're okay, but just be aware. Sometimes it'll do that. All right, so I'm just going to leave it be. There are a few places that I want to touch up, but I'm going to leave it be. And I'm trying to get it. I know we're just going to deal with that line. I'm sorry. All right, so now I'm going to take my acrylic paint. I think I'm just going to do blue. I got the blue and the black, but might just do blue. I'm not going to lay this flat down just because, like I told y'all, I think it's still wet. So I'm just going to kind of hold it. And I'm going to take this blue. I'm getting it on my paintbrush. I'm not painting the whole thing. I'm just going to go like this. And then I'm just going to see. It might need a little bit of the black mixed in. It might be not dark enough, but we'll see. I am wanting it to be behind all of my white lettering, though. All right. Let me do a little bit down here. All right. You never know when you're painting like this, you're like, the back looks completely different than the front sometimes. So I'm going to kind of put this down. I got a little bit on my hand. I need to wipe off. Forgot to put my apron on. I'm going to flip it around, just kind of look and evaluate. And I think I like it. Okay, I might need a little bit more right there behind that B, but otherwise I think I'm digging it. So let me put a little bit behind that B over there to the right, and then I'm done, y'all. What a super fast little project. Now the only dilemma and me being impatient and going ahead and doing this is now like I can't lay it down either way because both sides are wet, but I have an easel that I can stick it up on. So ideally, if you're doing this at home, I would say let this front dry completely so that you can turn it over and just let it, be flat, and then paint it and then let it dry. But y'all see how this kind of looks a little bit streaky-ish on that side, but on this side, it works well. Also, based on where you put it, for the light coming through, it would look different. So like if I held this up, let's see if y'all can see this. I don't know if you can tell, but if there was a lot of light coming through, it's going to look a little bit more transparent. Whereas if you have something behind it, it's going to look a little bit darker. So easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And I got plenty of time to go get in Carline. So there you go. Hope y'all have fun with this. Again, this is just an acrylic board. I know it's hard to see, but it's just an acrylic board. And it's like impossible to get it without a reflection. I used Posca pen for my lettering, just the white 5M Posca pen. And then on the back, we just did plain acrylic paint. So an easy way to make a fun project. You could do this. I've seen it at weddings. I've seen things like this for baby showers. You could do a million different things. You have Christmas colors, you can have fall colors. This front, like I said, with the Posca pens, with a little bit of spray, will wipe off, and you could even change out the lettering. But it won't wipe off. Once it's dry, it will not wipe off to the touch. So there you go. Hope y'all have fun. If you give this a try, let us know. Oh, and one last little surprise for today. We did send a few people this text, but on our shop out on the pizzazzshop.com, everything is free shipping today. Just FYI. I know I didn't show you anything that we're actually selling, but just throwing that out there. If anybody wants to go shopping at our online store, it is free shipping. You just have to enter the code free shipping, and that is good just for the next 24 hours. So Leslie says, where did you find the acrylic? This I found at Michael's. It looked like, I'll show you this, it had this sign on top. Okay, so it's an acrylic Artminds acrylic sign. If you don't live near Michael's, I bet you could go online and just type this in. So there you go. Hope y'all have a good afternoon, and we will see you later. See ya.